delicacies.
Yeah.
Or abominations, better said.
Good, man. And talk about how much knowledge you got.
Go on.
How deep you are. All right. Go back, bro.
Acts 25 and 36. I'm in the middle. As many as obeyed him were scattered and brought to naught.
Yep.
After this man rose up, Judas of Galilee, in the days of the taxing, and drew away much people after him.
Yep.
He also perished, and all, even as many as obeyed him, were dispersed.
Everybody that followed him, okay, he was basically their leader. They all scattered. When they saw his ass get put to death and men among them get put to death, those that saw that, they were like, you know. They went right back into the world, and was still behaving like a damn Roman.
You know what, man?
Okay? That was the type of niggas that was springing up while you had Apostle Paul going and trying to tell Jake to come out of that bullshit and repent. Coming to the knowledge of the truth, man. You know? They didn't understand, man. Now, who is this guy? What new thing this guy is finna tell us? You know? Go ahead.
Verse 38. And now I say unto you, refrain from these men, and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men,
and this is Gamaliel talking about the apostles. So if you think that these men are no different than these other, through this and Judas and all them, then all right, we'll let them be, and they gonna come to naught just like those guys. But if the Lord is actually with these men, hey,
Fruit's gonna declare.
you can't put an end to that, man.
The Most High addressed him, yeah.
All right, they're gonna wax strong. They're gonna wax bold, man. They're gonna spread. Just like this Israelite movement, well, it's not a movement, but Israel is widespread, even more so than it ever been.
Go on.
You niggas been saying for the longest that this is gonna fizzle out. Yeah, I ain't gonna be out there like that. Y'all just out there on street corners, I ain't gonna mount to nothing. But meanwhile, you got boxers in the ring
rocking
the Hebrew on they shorts, man.
Their shorts.
Okay. This thing is hey man.
Did you say it was a camp that came up? Not camp, but someone in Ukraine was watching the videos. It's camps popping up everywhere.
Oh, God. And going back on the athletes, you had in the Olympics, there was a brother that was a weightlifter. He had the Hebrew on his guard.
Is that Gabby Douglas? Gabby Douglas?
Yes, she had it.
Yeah,
she had it too.
Her too.
These rappers saying that they Israelites.
Gone.
Or what about that one dude, Andrew Tapiti?
Yeah,
y'all remember that boxer?
Yeah.
He even knew.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, the internet is flooded with it. It's not like the Most High didn't say it and it was going to happen, that it should go out to the ends of the earth. It's at the ends. It's going. Yep. Islands that they say don't have internet going to know. However they know, they going to know. Slipping in on World Star Hip Hop for you niggas.
Yeah.
Every now and then.
Go ahead,
Verse 39. But if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it. Lest happily ye be found even to fight against the Most High.
Yep. You gonna be coming against the Heavenly Father. Like Esau, him coming up against this, he's coming up against the Most High.
Right.
That's why the Lord said when he shall come in like a flood, I will lift up a standard against him.
Right.
See, when he move in on you 2/3, the Lord's just gonna let him just wipe you niggas out.
Yeah.
It's when he starts to make his move against the Lord's men. That's when the Lord's gonna raise that power up, man.
Yeah.
Okay? That's why we're more of a threat to the white man than you niggas are.
Gone.
All right?
We ain't gonna try to slow him down from going through the 2/3. We're gonna let that go down.
Yeah. Straight up, man.
I got a brief.
Got a quick.
This is Romans 12 and 19. dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord.
So,
It's just on a piece of paper.
So the Lord's going to, we can't get carnal like these niggas want to do with bearing arms and getting weapons. The Lord, the vengeance is in the Lord's heart to repay.
yeah.
All right?
Hey man, and really we are militant, but not the same way you niggas are.
Yeah, no, we're not rogue though. We listen to what our commander in general said, not Johanna, but he said to wait ye upon him, and that's what we doing.
Yeah.
Be occupied with prophecy until that day.
Yep. Hey, somebody get was that Psalms 44? Psalms 44 real quick. Because we're soldiers, but our weapons are not carnal.
Con.
I'll get that in 2 Corinthians.
Psalms 44.
I'll get that in 2 Corinthians.
6, I think.
Psalms 44 and 6. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. But thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hated us.
And that's King David.
Yep.
He was a mighty man himself. Okay?
Yeah.
He under King David, Israel was able to get peace because he took down all the nations, man. But he didn't place that credit to himself. He didn't the weapons that he went out to war with, he didn't put his trust in it. He believed it was the Most High that delivered him, man.
Yeah.
And it was the Most High. Okay? Don't you know, what was that in was that 2nd Chronicles? When we was I think we was dealing with it might have been Elisha, where basically the Lord was getting ready to bring judgment, and we was about to go to fight. You know, the heathen was basically about to besiege us, and he was saying, "Hey man, they encamped about us, man. You know, it's a number of them." And the Lord was like, "Hey, just know that when they come to fight you, it's more of us than it's of them." And I forget exactly where I sat, man. It might be 2nd Chronicles, like the 6th chapter, maybe, or 2nd Kings.
I think it's 2 Kings.
Yeah, King David also says, thou teachest my hands to
How
war.
to war,
Man.
yeah.
Con. It's an account like that in the Maccabees too.
Many of them that are with us and are with them. Yeah, it's in 16, 6 and 16.
Because the Most High, he's the
Yeah,
man of war.
I got it.
He's the author of war.
Okay.
You know, he created war.
You want me to read it?
2nd Kings 6 and 14.
Start 14, 13. 14 is good place. Want me to read it?
Yeah.
It says, 2 Kings 6, chapter 6, verse 14. Therefore sent he thither horses and chariots, and they, let me start 13. And he said, go and spy where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he is in Dothan. And it's talking about how they're going to have a war, to come up and go find out about what they was up to. Anyway, he says, therefore sent he thither horses and chariots and a great host, and they came by night and compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of the Most High had risen early and gone forth, behold, the host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And his servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do?
And what should we do? They surrounding us, man. We're surrounded. They got their horses, they got their swords, you know, their spears or whatever. You know, they came equipped. They was ready to go. You know? Go ahead.
He said, and he answered, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them.
Hey, they that be with us is more than they that be with them. Meaning, you're not alone. There are spiritual forces that's behind you. That your enemies that you about to go to battle with, they can't see them. So basically, the Lord was telling them, hey, the angels got you.
Yep.
All right, the powers from heaven is right there in the midst. Don't trip. Okay. Go ahead.
So, and Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see. And the Lord opened his eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold.
He opened his spiritual eye.
Yep.
He opened up his spiritual eye, man. All right. And what did he see?
It says, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha.
Man, he saw the chariots, man. Just all around Elisha, man. Okay? That's power. Okay? That's power, man. That's why it says in Psalms that the angels encamp about around them that fear the Lord and put that trust in him. That's why we're so bold and confident to come out here every week in the midst of the elements. All right, we're open and vulnerable to anything out here. But you think we afraid of that? We know the Lord got us, man. Now, if we was to go wrong, then that's when we should fear. All right. Is there more?
I'm looking right now. I don't think so. Let me see. No. But it says the Assyrian army was blinded. The smoke them were blinded. I'll read it.
Yeah, go ahead. Because that was the Lord showing power.
Right.
This is the type of things that the Lord got to do to Esau when he comes on us, man.
Yep.
You know, he got to bring plagues like he did ancient Egypt, man.
Right.
Go ahead, Doc.
It says, and when they came down to him, Elisha prayed unto the Lord Yahweh and said, smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness.
Yep.
And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And Elisha
So
said,
that shows you what? The prophets, they actually had power.
yeah.
Elijah had power, Elisha had power. All right, and it even tells you that in Revelation 11, that the prophets have power to call fire from heaven to come down. They can cause the rain to stop in the time of their prophecy. All right, so if we are those prophets, that means eventually we're going to get that power.
Right.
Right.
So when Esau think he about to come down on the prophets,
Man, come on down. There's going to be some
That's
that
it.
catch it. That's for a purpose too, to be martyrs. But the majority ain't going to touch it, man. They ain't going to touch us. It says, and Elisha said unto them, this is not the way, neither is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring. That was it. Yeah, going to Samaria. That was done. They were done for. I was looking up something else though.
yeah.
Mark 9:1, and he said unto them, verily I say unto you, that there be some of them that stand here which shall not taste of death, till they have seen the kingdom of the Most High come with power.
Yeah. So it's gonna be brothers that's gonna still be alive, man. They're gonna be preserved. They're gonna be delivered from all the troubles, the perils. They're gonna make it through the tribulation. All right, even through the persecution. They're gonna make it through the hour of temptation, all that, man. Okay, that's why I tell you, you're gonna have those that die in the Lord. They're gonna be raised first, and then they're gonna be caught in the air with those that remain, that are alive on the earth. Okay, not every Israelite is gonna die. All right. You was looking for something?
Yeah. I think it's the one that I thought there was one accounted in Joshua, where he said we are the power of the Most High, but us, you know, like who can defeat us because we are the power of the Most High with us.
Right.
Something to that effect. But I think I remember King David saying that. Well, he wasn't king then, but David said that about Goliath. So I was about to just start looking for that one. But I remember in one of these wars they were talking about that.
And there was another account when the angels came down and they slew those Assyrians.
Yeah, you read that. You read that. It's a lot.
This is Joshua chapter 3, verse, I'll start at 9.
It's 3, okay.
And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, come hither and hear the words of the Lord your power. And Joshua said,
This is it. Yep.
hereby ye shall know that the living power is among you,
Yep.
and that he will without fail drive out from before you the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Hivites, and the Perizzites,
But
and
look at all these multitude of nations that he's driving out. Go ahead, bro.
Girgashites.
Because, by the way, when we're coming up into the land of Canaan, we can't just walk freely through there. We have to go through the Canaanite, which were the Hamites. We have to go through some of them to get through there. Go ahead, bro.
and the Amorites and the Jebusites. Behold, the ark of the covenant of the Lord of all the earth passeth over before you into Jordan. Now therefore take you 12 men out of the tribes of Israel, out of every tribe a man. And it shall come to pass, as soon as the soles of the feet of the priests that bear the ark of the Lord of all the earth, shall rest in the water of Jordan, that the waters of Jordan shall be cut off from the waters that come down from above, and shall stand upon an heap. And it shall come to pass.
That's spiritual power, man. Like and no man on earth did that. There wasn't a man on earth that did that. Our power did that. Go ahead, bro.
And it came to pass that when the people were removed from their tents to pass over Jordan, and the priests bearing the ark of the covenant before the people, and they that bear the ark were come unto Jordan, and the feet of the priests that bear the ark were dipped into the brim of the water, for Jordan overfloweth all his banks all the time of harvest, and the waters which came down from above stood and rose up upon the heap, very far from the city Adam, that is beside Jeritan, and those that came down towards the sea of the plain, even the salt sea, failed and were cut off, and the people passed over right against Jericho.
And see, this is the thing. Us going back into our history, the next chapter is going to go into it, but us going back into our history, but look what he did to the Egyptians when we crossed the Red Sea. Look what he did to them then. Like back then, they remembered. It wasn't that long ago that they remembered these things happening. And we're bringing back to remembrance your ancient mind that the Most High did that for us. He does miracles like that for us. So that's what he's worried. By the way, tying back into what we said, that's what this white man is worried about. He worried about the Most High coming and intervening for us to win.
Yep.
And to take him out of power. But he also knows that we're the rightful owners or the rightful heirs of the power of the Most High, not him, not his sword. He know he's gonna have to pay for this at some point. He's just trying to prolong it as best he can. That's the point. Yeah, that was the point. You had something I thought you was looking up something else.
If not, brothers can get up Isaiah 37. When Isaiah prayed against the king of Assyria, because they was coming to basically compass Israel again, and he sent a prayer up to the Lord, to basically, to destroy him. And the Lord was like, well, when they even try to think that they're gonna come over here, it's gonna be like corn that blasted before it even got to grow. They ain't gonna even have a chance to come and touch you.
That's a Kings too.
Con. Isaiah 37 real quick.
And start at the top.
No. Start
36, something
Yeah.
start at 33.
Isaiah chapter 37, verse 33. Therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning the king of Assyria.
Yeah, the king of Assyria at the time was Sennacherib. And you look him up in secular history.
Yep.
All right, that was a real king back then. Go ahead.
He shall not come into this city, nor shoot an arrow there, nor come before it with shields, nor cast a bank against it.
Yep.
By the way that he came, by the same shall he return.
Yep.
And shall
the way
not.
he came, he's gonna flee. Okay. The way he's coming, when he think he's about to come in and come and jack y'all up. Hey, before he even think he about to lift a finger, he gonna turn right back around, man. Watch what I do to his ass. Watch the power that I show. Go ahead.
and shall not come into this city, saith the Lord.
He ain't gonna even come into the city. I'm gonna make sure of that. Go ahead.
I will defend this city to save it for my own sake.
Hey, and just think of it in this day and age. The Lord's gonna defend Israel again, but He's not gonna defend all Israel. He's only gonna defend the remnant, the elect, man. All right, go ahead.
And for my servant David's sake. Then the angel of the Lord went forth and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 184,500.
Wow. Big number right
That's
there.
185,000. The angel went down there and slew 185,000 men.
One angel.
One angel did that. You could fill like 15, 20 stadiums of that amount of people.
If these stadiums have 20 to 30, say 20 to 50,000, depending on the hugest stadiums, that's not even close.
Yeah.
It's damn near 4 times that.
Yep.
That's 50.
And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses.
So when Jake got up in the morning and they came out and they saw that the armies that was supposed to come and take them down, it was all laid out there like a bunch of pile of shit.
Because what they would do is they would surround the cities and they would, have their camps and their tents, and then they would, make their move whenever time, was. But as they were planning and sitting out there waiting and camped around the city, they woke up in the morning and everyone was dead.
Yep. That's the power of the Lord, man. Okay? That type of angel
still
is watching over us. All right? He's watching over the brothers, man. Okay? If you one of the brothers that got to be a martyr, the Most High is probably going to tell the angel, hey, just, come up, I'll take you off of him right now. He got to go through this just to fulfill my will of him being a martyr. Because the scriptures also say it pleases
the
him
Most
to
High.
see the death of his saints.
Con.
All right, like it's a sacrifice, man.
That's right.
Precious blood, Go ahead, that was it.
I'll just read the part when
When he
Sennacherib
left, he departed.
So Sennacherib, king of Assyria, departed and went and returned and dwelt in Nineveh.
And he went right back to where he came from, like the Lord
Just like the
promised.
Believe as you can.
All right. So that's what it is, man. The Lord's when He brings judgment upon His place, He's gonna do it exactly the way He says it in the scriptures. Okay, he's coming back to wage war with Esau and the other nations. He's coming to deliver his chosen. Okay? He's preserving the elect for salvation and you 2/3 niggas for condemnation.
That's right.
That's what he's gonna do. Okay.
So I don't curse nobody. Y'all need to do this.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Keep going.
She's bugged out, bro.
Through.
Bugged out.
That was it on that.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm just pregnant, man.
Right.
I got one. Appreciate
Yeah, the Lord's gonna take her ass out the way too, man.
Let me get it.
She that is my enemy shall see it, man.
She gonna ask for some. What did it say on that shit?
Let me read it. The book
So she gonna ask us for some paper so she can write that shit down.
Stupid ass. The book of Enoch says the same thing in the end times. In the days book of Revelation says about intermarriages with humans and Africans. One was before Christ, the other is the end. So he never changed his mind about anything. In Revelations, he's come to take to heaven his people without those genetics.
Right.
you have those.
See, and this is why Apostle Paul said women need to just be the fuck quiet, man. It was, hey, you know what? It was better that she wrote it than to just be standing up here saying that shit.
I knew she was coming with that. I knew she was going some bullshit.
And she knew she wouldn't have been able to get too far speaking that silly ass shit, man. Nothing but madness.
You know what? I would scream on her so bad right now that her damn baby would feel it and come out and fear on your house. Straight up.
I should have had a precept in Matthew 26 and verse 52. Then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into his place.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Put up again thy sword.
This is the Lord speaking to Peter, because Peter rose up when they was taking Yahushua. You know, Peter took the ear off, man, and the Lord had to rebuke Peter for that. It wasn't time, man. It ain't the time to fight. All right, and this is what he was telling them. Go ahead.
And behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. Then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword.
Yeah, all you black unconscious niggas, you black militants, you put your trust in the sword. That's how you niggas gonna go out, man. That's how the Black Panthers went out. Okay, if they didn't get, if they didn't die that way, then they got scattered. They was on drugs. Okay, they fell under the crack cocaine epidemic, heroin epidemic. Okay, they were done for, man.
Peter had that spirit of King David on.
Come on. He wanted to go right then, but it just wasn't that time. You don't think? Hey, I'm gonna say this. We don't think that because we're saying don't do nothing to the white man right now that we're being cowardly. We want to get down too with this devil, but we understand that we ain't gonna take him out the way y'all trying to do it.
Right, y'all want to win a little bitty battle. If anything, we trying to win the war, and we only gonna win the war with the man of war with us, Yahweh.
Yeah.
The 2 Corinthians chapter.
Verse 53. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels?
Right.
And did we just not read that one angel just took out 20 stadiums of motherfuckers?
As well as when he showed Elisha had him show the young man all
those chariots of fire.
Yeah. 12 legions, that's over 80,000 angels.
Over 80,000. And we just read what one angel could do.
Man.
That's like Superman. Superman taking out.
It's the planet Krypton. All of their beings coming down. And one could blow the whole earth.
A bunch of Saiyans, Super Saiyans.
When the Lord get that power, you're going to be 144,000 angels. 144,000 Superman. Right. You can't compete against that.
Zechariah 12.
I give you Esau.
Zechariah 12.
The 2 Corinthians.
This is Esau's fear, man. Niggas throwing up the black fist with a goddamn dashiki on his fucking head.
A kufi on his head.
A kufi. He ain't worried about that, man. Get that in Zechariah.
Top of you on
12 and 8.
Zechariah 12 and 8. In that day shall the Lord defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Yep.
And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David. And as the house of David shall he be as the Most High God. As the angel of the Lord before them.
He shall be as an angel of the Lord before them.
And it shall come to pass that in that day that I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem. Basically going back and showing you where the real power lies. Not in those men. The Most High gave them the power to these men, the elect, Lord willing, with them, as well as he's the one that's going to do the whole work. It's because of him. We can't raise up and imagine that we're going to win. We can't win with him. Or, you know what I mean? Without him. We can't win against Esau just as us. Yahweh has to win against this man. And it's not that he's so great.
And we're winning.
Right.
Just by us standing here and doing what we've been doing for so long, we actually are starting to, we're getting the victory.
Right.
Because as we're chatting this man society down, the society is actually falling down. We're telling this man, hey, America is going down, America's getting ready to be destroyed, you're going down, we finna rule, and meanwhile, the economy is going down, the immorality is going up, America's getting more enemies, their allies are turning into enemies, okay?